Rap and Reason podcast with Dr. Jeremy C. McCool and Earl Hopkins. All right, we are back at it again with another episode of Rap and Reason podcast. I am one of your hosts, Dr. Jeremy C. McCool.
And I'm Earl Hopkins. What's going on, y'all?
What's going on? Hey, look, this is episode 48. Another one.
Bro. Another one, man. What you got? How was your past week, bro?
Man,
How
it was
did shit
pretty
go?
good. Busy, man. I was in Cali for a little minute. Went out to Indiana for my girl. She had her family reunion was out in Indiana, so that was dope. And yeah, man, been working, bro. This book is underway.
Yeah, man. We in the final stretch, bro. And shout out to everybody that tuned in to the new title of the book, Raps of Resistance, how Kendrick Lamar and J. Cole reignited the hip hop tradition, man. We got a lot of good feedback. Did you hear anybody talk about like the new title?
Yeah, man. A lot of people told me that they rocked with it heavy, which is dope, man. I they liked it better than our initial title, which I also do.
Yeah.
Raps of Resistance just has a nice ring to it. It really encompasses what our book is about. So yeah, it worked out perfect.
Worked out perfect, man. So I'm excited for that to finally hit bookshelves. I feel like I talk to people and I joke. I'm like, yo, this is kind of you already have a PhD. For me, this is my master's program. Like this is what it feels like. It feels like hard study, diving
Yes.
into different areas of hip hop I never thought I'd have to think that deeply about. And it's challenging in the best way, man. So I'm excited for people to actually read this joint, man. Yeah.
Yeah, bro. And for me, it's similar as so I teach a lot of this stuff in class already, but it's dope. Putting it down on paper is different. You know what I mean? I think
Mm-hmm.
being able to really think through it even deeper than just teaching it in lectures to my students, I think that is dope, bro. Like and really helping this story unfold. And like I said, I'm standing 10 toes down. The greatest hip hop story ever told. You feel me? Like I think that we encompass like conscious rap better than I've seen done before. I'm gonna be honest.
Honestly, especially for folks like in our era, our age range, like younger than like those that pretty much were at the start of it. Like that,
Right.
unless you were a pioneer in it, like I don't think you're the detail, the interviews, I don't think any of the elements and the themes that we were able to weave into it is as potent as what we got going on with Raps of Resistance, man. It's special.
Yeah, no, this is a special project, man. And look, 2026, Bloomsbury Publishing, shout out to them. That's what this book will be rolling out with, man. And we'll keep y'all posted on details. Make sure y'all follow the Instagram at Rap and Reason. And we'll keep on giving y'all updates on the socials, man. And then on another note, bro, today we got a lot going on, man. We got a lot of topics to cover, a lot of ground to get through. And I think that this has finally been a week for hip hop where a lot happened.
A lot happened, bro. It seemed like there was a dead, like it felt like nothing was happening. There was no momentum for a minute, bro. What, the last month it felt like that? So
Yeah,
yeah, this week has been a good week in rap.
yeah,
Yeah.
I agree. And I think that some of the things we have to talk about, man, Clipse just dropped the new as we're recording this about 2 hours ago. Clipse dropped a music video for one of their tracks called So Be It. We'll review that, the video, the song. Drake got a track called Two Mazza that he's featured on with an artist named Smiley. We'll review that. Slick Rick has an album called Victory that dropped that we've mentioned on this podcast
Yeah.
before. We'll dive a little deeper into that project. Roddy Ricch has a track called Underdog on the
Mm-hmm.
F1 soundtrack. We'll talk about that. Gunna, new track Once Won't Stop.
Won't stop.
We get through that, and then Lil Tecca Dopamine. That's what that album. We're gonna do a full review of that album as well. Yeah, and you know that this Earl got me to listen to somebody Lil Tecca. I'm gonna be honest.
Yeah.
He put me. He introduced
Yeah.
me. So this is a clean slate review of artists I've never heard. I don't know anything about them. It was just a fresh listen. So you'll get a truly honest review from me because I know nothing about.
Yeah. Yeah, I had to do it for our YNs that tune into the pod, man. I had to do it for y'all, man. We could go from a Slick Rick to a Lil Tecca or a Platboy Max or anybody. So yeah, that's what we into.
Yeah, man. So we're keeping it consistent. We hitting y'all with the old, the new, the classics, the up and
Mm,
coming artists, man. We're trying to keep it diverse, you know what I mean?
for
And
sure.
to all of our audiences. So that is what today's conversation will be looking like. All right, let's get into it, man. Clips, new video. So be it. let's first before we even get into the song,
Yeah.
what you think about the visuals and the video for this?
Listen, bro, this is probably the hottest. This is the best music video I've seen, not only this year, but in a while, bro. I think
Mm,
I would say this is my favorite video since maybe Kendrick Lamar Squabble Up. Like
I would
I
agree.
may
I would
even
agree.
like it more. Like
I'm
I might even like it more. I don't know where they at, bro. It looked like they're in like some regal. Like I don't know. Is this owned by like Prince, like Harry or something? I don't know, bro. Like this
it
shit
looked
is
very royal, bro. Like
very royal, almost like I thought they were in Versailles or something, in like in
it
like
might be.
France or something, bro. You know what I'm saying? They might. The visuals are stunning, bro. Like the black and white frame with like you'll see Malice in the foreground and then you'll see Pusha shadow in the background and like bro, this is next level. Or when he was rapping in like a circle and you saw like three to four different heads of Pusha as he's talking
Yeah,
about
oh,
like
that
the
was crazy.
it's crazy, bro.
And,
So
and even the close-ups of the gold grid, like the
that too, or the
gold grid,
diamond
like
grill, whatever, dog. Like this is next level, and we'll get into the actual like lyrics. You know, Travis Scott got a few strays, whatever. We'll talk
I
about
know
that.
you felt that. I felt like when
Uh,
Travis catches a stray that you feel it.
Woo! I felt that for the flame. I ain't gonna lie. But when it comes to dog, when it comes to like this is why I love this brand of luxury rap because we talking about just the visual. We haven't even talked about the music.
And
I could get into the clothes that they were wearing, like the garments, dog. Like we get the
bro, this is
Clipse is a all-encompassing rap group, bro. They got it down like in style and substance in all facets, bro. Like this is next level.
and I have to agree with you, bro. On the visuals for this, amazing. Like the way
Yeah.
that everything glows, the shots that are it's really, really dark, but like you just get to pay attention to detail on what they're wearing, the
Mhm.
background, this castle looking house in the background. It in the edits, as somebody who works in media, both of us as people who work in media, like I have to appreciate the editing. They worked with a real video producer for this isn't nothing thrown
Yeah.
together from some little local, like no, this is a legit video. I wish I knew who produced this video so I can show them some love because it's fire. Like
Yeah.
definitely in amazing visuals, amazing edits. Yeah. So before we even get into the song, I highly recommend watching the video with the song when you first
Definitely.
consume this. Like I feel like you do both together. That's
Mm.
how I first listened to it with the video, and I think it's worth it. Like the two mesh perfectly.
They mesh perfectly. And let's get into the actual song. So, what were your thoughts when you first heard this track, bro?
Bro, I'm not gonna lie. Production hard. Shout out Pharrell. Pharrell is on one with this.
On one, on
And
two.
on two, bro, the lyrics from both of them. Now, this one, I'm not
Yeah.
sure who got the better of who, because I'm not gonna lie,
Yeah.
both of them were rapping at crazy levels. Like there were lines in this that I was like, oh yeah, this is gonna be this is the perfect type of project for a rap fan like myself. Like,
Yes,
because I
bro.
can tell that they're pushing each other's pens on a different level, and I can tell that I can tell that there's a competitive nature in the studio with them because they're rapping too well.
For sure.
There has to be. There has to be like a friendly competition between brothers on this one because that's the level that they're rapping at. They're not the metaphors, the similes, the flows, everything is just I'm not gonna lie. Usually I can find a negative in something. I don't have
Mhm.
nothing negative. This is fire, bro. I'm be honest. The Clips is 2 for 2. They two for
They
two.
2 for 2 out the gate, dog. And
They
like,
they
yeah.
2 for 2, bro. Like Ace Trumpets and this both crazy.
And like I heard one reviewer talk about this in the past. They said like Pharrell, who also produced this track, they said that he makes simple beats sound hard. Like it's just some Pharrell puts on certain minimalistic beats that make them sound like grand, right? Like
Mhm.
I wouldn't this one is different. I've never heard Pharrell make a beat like this that has like that kind of like Middle Eastern kind of influence into it. Now, I'm not the biggest Pharrell like guy. Like I'm a fan, but I'm not that well versed in maybe his even his solo music, let alone his production
Mm.
catalog. But I've never heard him make a beat like this. So the beat already took me. it already immersed me into the song. And then like Pusha and Malice, I don't know who got the better who on
Bro,
this one. I
I'm
think Ace Trumpets is Malice. This one was too
I ain't
even.
gonna lie, this one I almost want to lean Pusha. I'm gonna be, but I don't know because No Mouses was crazy too, bro.
Yeah, I don't know.
Just to give y'all a snippet of the way they are rapping. One of the coldest lines in this to stand out to me. F around, get your body traced, trying to test me, cause the people I'm with like to draw when it gets sketchy.
Yeah, bro. Come
Bro,
on.
when Push said that, I was like, oh y'all,
Come on,
oh
bro.
this is what y'all doing. Okay, like
Come
this
on.
is.
I
uh,
feel like they were like, yo, let's pull out Ace Trumpets because we know Malice went crazy and then Push went a little crazier on the
Push
next
went
one. Let's do that. One for
Push
one.
went stupid on this. I'm not. If I had to pick, I would say Push had a better verse on this one, but I would
Yeah.
say I like No Malice's flow on this.
Yeah, I liked his flow. I liked his voice. I felt like his voice and cadence, it matched his song really well. But Push, like, I think he was at the forefront. Even visually in the video, I saw more Push far more than I saw Malice. I think that was all intentional. I think this
Yeah,
was like Push's like stamp, and then Ace Trumpets was like more of Malice's stamp. But either way, this group is two for two. Like this beat is insane. This is one of my favorite beats I've heard from Clipse in a while too, from Pharrell in a while. Like
yeah.
this is insane. And I gotta ask you, because we got into the lyrics a little bit. How did you feel about like Malice bringing up Chad and the
I
Neptunes,
was just
giving them
about to
more?
you beat me to that. I was about to say that line, bro. We and this is why I say they both had bars in here that stood out. One of his was wish upon the stars on my roof, they all scatter. Ain't no more Neptune, so peas Saturn. So which is fire, by the way.
Yeah,
No
dog.
more Neptune, so Pharrell is Saturn. It's fire. But I think that it's interesting. I don't know, man. I feel like Chad caught it straight too. I don't know. I really
Yeah.
don't know the backstory for why the Neptunes broke up.
Mm.
Um, but I think I clearly it doesn't sound like it was amicable. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Like
Sound
this is
like
our
that.
really first look into it. Like this is our first time really hearing about it. Like if it seems like things went sour, I just wonder why, bro. I wonder if they're gonna get into it on the album because the Neptunes, Chad and Pharrell is like peanut butter jelly. Like that's what
Yeah.
we've known for so long.
And for
Yeah.
him to straight up say ain't no more Neptunes, like this
Like
just
there's
Pharrell.
no
This just
no
Pharrell. Like that ain't even
yeah. Like
no.
no reconciliation, none of that,
And
bro.
for those rap fans who don't know, like the Pharrell, Chad, and the Clips, they all Star Trek was a whole thing. That was
Yeah.
their movement, and the Neptunes was the Pharrell, Chad producer conglomerate that produced stuff for a lot of your favorite artists, from Nori to Clips to a lot of R&B artists too,
Yeah.
a lot of pop artists too,
Mhm.
and just had a crazy run. And yeah, so that was interesting to me. I definitely noticed him saying that in the verse and was like, oh, okay. Yeah, but they this is now what you feel about what you feel about your boy Travis Scott catching praise at the end, man.
Bro, I think it's well deserved. I think it's well deserved. We only have so much insight, but Pusha mentioned it in the GQ interview too that he did really a couple weeks back. I think before Ace Trumpets came out, but he basically was like, it seemed like, as far as what we know, because we don't know really, right? It seems like Travis was a little disloyal, maybe favor maybe Ye over Push or whatever. It just seemed like there was dysfunction in the good music camp, and Travis and Pusha were at odds. I can't knock him for having issue. I don't know what he's really talking about on the outro though. I don't know what I'm assuming it's him and Kylie Jenner like breaking up or something. Him and her and Travis or something. And he had insights into that. I don't even know
Yeah, I ain't
what he's
gonna lie,
talking
the end time way too gossipy for me. I was like, I don't know nothing about
about.
it. It's not
Yeah,
it,
Hollywood talk.
yeah, Hollywood talk
Yeah,
and just like love and hip hop talk. Like I don't know.
Calabasas chatter, bro. Yeah, I don't know
Yeah, I have no idea what he's talking about either. But I wouldn't even know listening to it that he was talking about Travis Scott until I saw the headlines. But then again, he does say Utopia.
that's what cleared it for me because initially I thought he was talking about yeah. So I was like, okay, this kind
Yeah,
of makes sense. But then he said Utopia, and I connected the dots after that. But I have no idea what that man is talking about. But
yeah.
I assume it's warranted. I don't know
And I assume there's going to be more of whatever that story is in the album. I have
for
to.
sure.
So we probably will find out listening to the album because it don't sound like they're sparing anybody in this album.
Nobody, and boy, do they know how to hook us rap fans, bro.
Well,
Yeah.
look, man, if you have not watched the video and listened to this
Mm,
track called "So Be It," please do yourself a favor. It dropped today.
do it.
Well, you will when you all hear this, it'll be tomorrow. And make sure y'all check it. Fire. Like
It's
10
fire,
out of
bro.
10, bro. I'm not gonna lie to you.
Like I have no notes, bro. Like this
I have
joint
no me
is
neither, bro. I just like
crazy,
it's just
bro.
hard. Like there's no I don't have any critiques, bro. Like the way they rapping on this, I I
Light
don't
years ahead of everybody
there's
else.
no way when you say my people like to draw when they get sketchy. You got me.
You
I,
got me, bro.
I'm in.
I'm at a loss for words, honestly.
Push rapping, but Push and Malice are rapping. So I'm looking forward to seeing what's next, man. So we will stay tuned for if they drop other records.
Mm,
Along the way, have a feeling this is not the last drop before they actually roll out the album in July. So
mm.
as we hear more records, we'll keep on reviewing them on this here podcast. But this 2 for 2.
2 for 2 already out the gate. Now I'll tell you somebody who is not did not come out the gate with a banger. Obviously, dog. We
Wow.
haven't heard Drake. We haven't heard Drake in a while, man. But he's on a song with a fellow OVO signee of his, man. Smiley, right? For this song called To Mazza. This is the first we're hearing from Drake since his last album, Will Party Next Door, Sexy Songs for You. What was your thoughts? I'm gonna start with you. What were your thoughts on this song, To Mazza?
Why you want to start with me, man?
Man, I know you're gonna give him the real.
I knew it was trash. That is it was too bad. That's what it was.
It was too
it was too
bad.
bad, bro. Too trash. I'm gonna be honest, bro. Like I just said that there was nothing negative I had to say about this past song we just
Yes.
reviewed. There's nothing good I have to say about it. I'll be honest, bro. I don't like actually no, I take that back. I do like the beat. It was a waste of a great sample and a great beat. I will say.
Okay.
'Cause I did actually like the production. I don't know what that sample is, but it was a soul sample that was in the background that I thought was fire.
I
But
couldn't call it either. I didn't know what it
trying
was.
to put my finger on it, but I couldn't. But as far as the rapping, trash. The
Yeah.
random accent that Drake put on, that I guess is a Canadian accent, trash. I really didn't like. This is a quick review for me because I really don't like nothing about it. I'm being honest. Like there's nothing, and I'm being fair, bro. Anybody who's never heard this Drake song called Two Miles,
Yeah.
I'll look at it and let me know if I'm wrong. This is a bad song.
Yo, you know the what's that phrase? All is fair in love and war. Um, I don't know what that means for real, but like all is fair unless a song is cheeks. That's kind of where I think about musically, dog. So I try to be fair. I want to keep an open mind. I was even keeping an open mind on third listen to this. I was like, there's no way it's as bad as I'm thinking it is. This song is trash, bro. Like this is not the Drake that any of us want to listen to. Now, I will say though, I agree with every reason why you think it's buns, but I will say though, I kind of like the idea of Drake kind of like going back to like his roots, like trying to
Bro,
highlight
no,
his hometown sound a little bit.
no,
You said
absolutely
no?
not. No, no.
No points for that?
Absolutely not, bro. Absolutely not. Like the reason why absolutely not is because, bro, we've heard you do 6 different accents, bro. We don't know what your hometown origins are. And absolutely not, bro. No, no, sir. No, I get it. I get it. We got Kendrick leaning into the LA sound more, but bro, we've
Yeah.
never heard you in this accent before. Like, no, this is bad. This is not good. None of your hit songs are in this accent. Like, you
Oh my
just
God.
completely switch. act. No, bro, it's not good.
Oh man. Yo, that's the craziest
Name
thing. That was
one.
the
We can't
yeah.
name one hit of his with this accent.
Which one?
What hit? What hit of his is him using this accent that he's using?
This one, this new Toronto
I've
accent. Because
never been to Toronto, so I don't even know if it's. I don't know what.
I don't even feel like if you talk to an older person from Toronto that they would identify with this accent. I feel like this is new. This is new lingo and slang. I've heard him on stream talk like this. And I wonder like what is he saying? Like what is he doing? Um as far as hits, I don't know. I don't think he has a hit like this. Nah, this is crazy.
This. I ain't gonna lie, bro. This is bad. But you know what? Now that I look, Boy Wonder produced this, which explains why the beat is fire.
Of
This
course.
this is
Yeah.
just a waste of a good beat. Like
It
I,
is.
it's a
It
waste of a good
is.
beat. It's a waste of a good sample. And yeah, bro. I don't know who Smiley is, but that verse is even worse. I thought it was bad when it was on Drake part. It got worse. You know what I'm saying?
Yo,
It somehow managed to get worse than it was. You know what I mean? And I thought I was
yeah,
tweaking at first. When I listened to it twice. Torture. You know what I mean? I went back to make sure I wasn't tweaking. I went back and listened to it again. And I was like, nah. Like the beat is
dog.
the only thing that's good here.
That's the only redeemable quality too. And again, like you pointed it out, and I was gonna lean into that. It's ironic that Kendrick kind of like reverted to that, or not even reverted. That's not a good word, but he like pinpointed the West Coast sound. Was like, yo, this is my focus. It's LA versus it's Cali versus everybody. It's the West Coast versus everyone.
Mhm.
And I feel like Drake is already 2 steps behind because he's now leaning into the Toronto sound that much more. The difference is like we got to be honest with ourselves. Some stuff is just more is way cooler than than like this Toronto thing. Like LA slang, LA culture is swept the world.
Right.
Nobody said like, yo, I want to hear a dude call me Crody like 1,000 times, like or had that accent. Like, so
Man,
I've never been to Toronto. I would love to go, but if this is like, bro, everybody got their lane, bro. Like New York slang is what it is. Like Atlanta slang is cool
yeah.
too, but Toronto has never been in the conversation for cool slang. You know what I'm saying?
And let's say this: if there's any Toronto listeners of Rap and Reason, let us know if y'all think this is hard. Because we always talk about
Yeah.
certain stuff rings off in other regions.
That's true. That's true. Because you don't like UK rappers. Like you don't really like UK sound. Yeah.
No, I don't like that sound, but I know that other people love it. So, like, if there's anybody who here from Toronto,
Mhm.
Canada, if y'all listen to this and y'all think it's fire, let me know. So maybe it's a regional thing where it's like y'all vibe with it different. Because like I said, there's music from other areas that I'm not, you know.
That's a good point, though. That's
And
a
there's
good
music
point.
that I don't I like I've said on this show that I didn't appreciate till I went there and experienced it. Even when I talk
Yeah.
about West Coast rap, like the more time I spent on the West Coast, I had a deeper appreciation for artists like YG and Nip and all of
Yeah.
them. When I heard it in that setting, I was like, oh, I get this a little bit more, you know what I
Mm.
mean? And I think that
Yeah.
maybe it's the same thing with this. I've never been to Canada, so I don't know. But I've
Yeah.
my American ears, nah, I'm being.
I would say my objective ears. I can't be objective. I've never been. I never
Oh,
lived there, and I never.
You like UK rap, so you
I like UK rap. I can ride with UK rap. I feel like I have a like you know what I mean. As far as like traditional hip hop peers, I'm open to more stuff than the average.
yeah.
This ain't it, brother. But hey, Toronto listeners, man, drop some comments on the video and let us know what we missing. I want to hear from our listeners, bro. Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, honestly. So y'all let us know what y'all think. For me, it's a no.
Yeah.
Speaking of this is not a topic that we have listed, but I feel like we have to talk about it very briefly. Um, what do you think about Kendrick selling out that show in Toronto?
You read my mind. Literally, that's what I was thinking about, like pre-production. Um, Yo, yeah, if you want like you know how we talk about how petty Kendrick is, bruh?
Mhm.
And this is no fault of his own. Like Toronto fans stepped out, showed up and asked for encores of Not Like Us, bruh. If you're Drake dog, like I don't ever want to see you try to pull that, yo, Toronto's my city. They won't stand for this card because
Yeah.
clearly that did not work, my good brother. Yeah.
And I'll say this. I saw this a little different than other people did. I think Kendrick showed him grace.
You think so?
I think Kendrick could have went there and performed Not Like Us 5 times back to back if he wanted to. I think he
As he
could
did
have
at
came
the
up there
pop-up.
and start talking crazy on the stage. I feel like he could have really made this a wild moment. I feel like it was mature of him to just do the same show that he's doing in all the other cities and do it there, not switch it, not go up there talking crazy about Drake, not because he could have turned that into a spectacle. He
He
could
could
have
have.
put "I'm
He
the
could
Sick
have.
God" on the background of the stage. He could have really made this a whole theatric. He could have had a Drake lookalike on stage. You know what I'm saying? He could have played this up and made this a whole
Yeah,
thing. But to me, he just did the same show that he's been doing in every city. The same show we saw in Philly. It looks like the same show that he gave there.
that's also true though. He
I
could have
think
went crazy.
he could have went in his bag. He could
Is
have.
that is that his way of saying, well, the dude did book a show in Toronto. Like so I don't know how much like, you
He
know what I'm
put the
saying?
show everywhere though.
That's also true. So Do you feel like that was his way and he still performed the song? Like
He did.
we not expecting bro to be friends with him. Like, you know what I'm saying? And pat him on the butt and be like, nah, we good, obviously. Do you feel like that was his way in some way of saying, bro, I'm just here to perform. That's it. I don't want to continue kicking your back in. Or he not even thinking about it.
I don't know. I don't think. I think he came into it and like at least from what it appears to me is like I'm unbothered. You not gonna change my show. My show is my
Yeah.
show. Even in your city, my show is my show.
That's my take.
That's
That's
my
my take.
take because I did because he didn't alter it. So I think
Yeah.
that is the I'm unbothered and you not gonna force me to change anything. I got Toronto fans that love me. I'm gonna still perform it how I'm gonna perform it. You know, I'm not
Yeah.
changing.
Yeah.
And that's what he did. And like I said, I feel like and maybe it's just me because of my history of past rap beefs when rappers did concerts. Like we cannot forget when Nas performed Ether at Summer Jam. You know what
Yeah,
I
that's
mean?
crazy. Crazy.
You know you like that. It was a whole thing. They brought that song back 8 times. It felt like we gonna keep performing it. He did the FJZ part 1,000 times before he even got into the record. So
Dog.
he made it a whole thing. If I'm not mistaken, is that the concert where he brought the like a Jay-Z thing and had it hung up on the stage? That might be that show.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
don't know. That
yeah,
would be crazy though.
yeah. Or tried to do it, but then, like I said, they were that era. Y'all look up Nas performing Ether at Summer Jam. That could have been the energy. Shirt
Yeah.
off, yelling. You feel me?
Yo, sporadic, like all that. Yeah.
Hey, he could have made that a whole thing. You know what I mean? And
Yeah.
I think that this was he performed his show how he's been doing in every city. So I thought it was, I think that was him being nice, to be honest.
You know. And by all accounts, like the crowd did the work for him. They were the ones screaming encore, encore. We want to hear it again. Like F Drake. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like OV hoes, all that. So I mean, he ain't really necessarily have to like stick his neck out. They were the ones rocking with him anyway. So that
Oh,
says something.
just to clarify, Nas actually planned to hang a Jay-Z figure at Summer Jam in 2002. He ended up not doing it. They didn't allow him to do it. But that was his initial plan. But that was the energy in the show. It was
That's
very
crazy.
so I came here to disrespect Jay-Z.
In New York.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying?
And that was how
Crazy.
rappers were giving it up. And Jay Z did the same thing when he performed Takeover places. Like I think it was a different
Yeah.
energy. So I think he could have really did the most. So to
And I
me,
think was it the Summer Jam before that he did like he showed a picture of Prodigy and like a dance outfit, ballerina shoes or something? I don't know. R.I.P. Prodigy, man. Why
I,
I bring that up? I don't know. But
I
yeah.
bro, it was that the early 2000s and the 90s were wild times, bro. So y'all
Wild
think this rap
times.
beef got serious. Back then, it was a different atmosphere, bro. Like
When do you think it got commercialized? Like I would say it got super commercialized purposefully. 50 Cent, Kanye West. That's when I was
yeah.
that sticks out in my mind.
Yeah, that was when we finally realized, oh, this can be safe. Like you all can have a friendly competition and
Yeah.
it'd be cool and y'all don't really hate each other. It's just to sell records.
And who's gonna outsell who? That just made
Yeah.
whoever was loyal to whoever want to buy the album more. Yeah,
And
it
they
was
both and they
big
both
business.
and they both won. You know what I
They
mean?
both won.
They're selling more records than they probably would have sold if they didn't do it. So I think that was when it became more there was more friendly competition. But prior to that, if there was this record, it was I really don't like you.
Yeah.
You know?
Like I would hurt you. Yeah. On
And
that same note, 50 and Ja Rule. Perfect example.
prime example.
Yeah, man.
And,
But
but
yeah,
I think a lot of times people blame hip hop for those violent acts, but these were people who didn't like each other in real life, and,
like
and it
actual,
spilled
yeah.
out into records. That's not the same as like a LL Cool J and Cannabis, prime example. I look,
Right.
Cannabis fans are still hitting us up on YouTube daily because of our cannabis and
Yes.
please stop. But please stop. But I hate to use this example, but LL Cool J and Cannabis, where it's just like jazz back and forth, but we don't really know each other or really hate each other or want to hurt each other. I think that that's an example. So you have both. I think that the earlier rap beefs in like the 80s, there wasn't like we really hate each other as much as it. I don't know. The 90s got violent.
Yeah. And I think that's where like Biggie, Pac. I think people were like, "Yo, this can get crazy." I'm sure there was later stuff after that. We can speak about Ja, 50 being one, and
Yeah.
it got a little crazy. You know what I'm saying? So I think people had to
Wu-Tang and a
change
few
course.
people
Yeah,
like it
yeah.
was just a different atmosphere. But
And now today's rappers are yelling at each other over FaceTime or IG Live, so it looked different. It's
yeah,
weird energy now.
yeah.
Saying
But if it's non-violent, I'm cool with it. So I like I said, I love rap battles for the actual rapping element.
the
Yeah,
sport
y'all
of
don't
rap.
need to actually hate each other. Y'all don't. There needs to be no violence. I definitely am
Yeah,
completely against that. I just like I like actual battle rap. I watch Smack, URL, RBE. I watch all that stuff. So
yeah,
I like seeing two rappers go back and forth and shake hands afterwards.
exactly. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Yep.
Yeah,
Absolutely. All right, we got some more things to review, man.
we do.
Slick Rick dropped his album called Victory,
Yes.
and what were your thoughts?
So this is a short project, man. Only 27 minutes. That caught me off guard. I'm like, this 15 songs, 27 minutes. Okay, like whatever. Like I'll listen to it.
I was shocked.
Um, And so I'll be honest. So let me start by saying Slick Rick is a legend, bro. Like one of my first songs ever listening to is what's the joint? Great Adventures. Like I listened to that album like
Here's the
as a
story.
youngin. Yeah.
Dang.
Children's Story, right?
Yeah.
Um
The song Children's Story, or you talking about the album?
so the album I listened to, but
Great
Children's Story
Adventure.
is the song that really stuck out.
Yep.
And I loved his voice. It was like, you know what I mean? He just has this unique accent, being his parents being Jamaican immigrants. He was born in London and moved to the Bronx when he was around 11 or 12. So he has like a unique experience, and so I appreciate that. He's a rap pioneer to me. I don't think there will be a Nas without a Slick Rick, who's ironically featured on this project. Although they don't have the same style or anything like that, I think Nas would admit that Slick Rick influenced him a lot earlier in his career.
Especially with
Um, as
position.
well as like other people's like Cool G Rap and other people. But anyway, to this point, dog, when I first heard this album, I thought it was exactly kind of what I expected it to be. Someone who's, been in the game, has skin in the game for like what, almost 40 years now. Great Adventure came out in 88. So, um, it's what I expected. It's interesting perspective. I love like some of the messaging. We'll get into like some of the songs that I didn't like, but I like some of the messaging, man. I like his flow. And again, that iconic voice still cuts through on these records and on some of this production that I was cool with too. So overall, man, it's like what I would kind of expect. I have the same view on this as I did with the L Cool J thing. I think certain aspects are a little dated, you know what I mean? But overall, I think the artist that you fell in love with, like as a musically, you get fragments of that on this album. And the same goes for Slick Rick's Victory. What'd you think?
Man, I would agree. I think that I was also introduced to Slick Rick on the Great Adventures. Children's Story was my first time ever hearing a Slick Rick song, and fire. You know what I mean? So I've always been a fan of his storytelling. I use a lot of his stuff in my classes. Just think he's an amazing storyteller. And I would agree. I think that he inspired a lot of hip hop artists and MCs just as far as pushing themselves as far as how deep of a story they wanted to tell from top to bottom and telling and using tracks to tell complete stories from for a 2-3 minute story that's complete,
Yeah.
and I think that is what he really added to the game. And I think he took storytelling to further than where it was at the time. So I definitely give Slick Rick credit for that. Living legend, man. But going through this specific album, I got hints of that Slick Rick that I really like, and that I loved
Mm.
as an artist. I got hints of it. I didn't get as much of it as I would have liked.
Yeah.
I think that there was some. I think he took a lot of risks with the production. There's some production on here I just don't like.
Mm.
He tried to put in some house type music stuff in here that I didn't really care for. Um, I definitely think that I didn't love the production on the album,
Mm.
but I think that there are some tracks that stood out to me that I did like. I think I did that was dope. I think Landlord was dope. Documents with Nas I thought was a cool
Yeah. I
song.
like documents.
Yeah, really thought that was fire. Nas got busy on there. Um, and uh and I thought We're Not Losing was cool too. Um
Mm.
and is we're not losing. Yeah, I think that's the one. I think it's we're not. I think that's we're not losing. But
Mm,
yeah, so there was definitely some standout tracks on here for me. But there was other ones that like I said, I just didn't like. Just straightforward. Just I didn't like the attempts at the house party music.
mm,
I just didn't think it was. I didn't think the lyrics were as potent as I would like. And I like house music. Being from Chicago, I actually do appreciate house music, but
mm.
I just didn't like Slick Rick over house music. Just didn't work for me. Like it didn't fit. Um,
Nah.
yeah, but I think there's hints of the Slick Rick that we've grown to love and appreciate on this. On this,
Mm.
I think there's hints of it, and we also got to give grace because bro been gone for what? How long?
What, 25 years? Something like that?
Well, we got to give him a chance to get the rust off. You know what I mean? So I
I
think
mean,
his next project, I I um I expect to be better. You
for
know, I think
sure.
I think if he rolls another project out, I assume it's going to be a greater contribution. Like I said, there's some songs on here I like. There's some songs on there I don't like, but I think that and for those diehard Slick Rick fans, I think this gives you there's some joints on here that give you some moments of that for
For
sure.
sure. I think, and you pointed out one of my favorite songs, and it's more like a interlude than it seems like a song almost. But I did that, bro, where he's just talking his,
Oh
you know what I'm
yeah,
saying? Like, he like, bro,
I said on I did that.
I've been sampled 800 times. Like, I did that. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, bro, he was talking his stuff, bro, bigging it up. But again, I agree. Like, the house really, really lost me. And this is, I was going to not talk about this song, but I just really didn't like the concept though. Like he was a landlord, and the reason why I don't, it's just maybe it's like the New York mayoral like race. I know they, people voted for the mayoral candidate in the primary. I just feel like when it comes to New York, like affordability, there's just so many issues. Like I don't think always being on the side of the landlord in this situation. Based on the stories that he told in the song, I get why, you know what I'm saying? But I just think from a political landscape, like a social landscape, there's just so many things going on, especially in New York City right now. I just
Mhm.
don't think it was the best song at this very moment. You know what I mean? That's really the only major issue I have with the song. Like I just didn't really like the concept of landlord. You know what I mean? But that's just me though.
No, no, I agree. I think that I see where he was trying to go
Yeah,
in this climate when we're approaching a recession. I think we're already in a recession, but
yeah,
approaching the recession, I can see why it is. It's a sensitive time for the rhetoric. One thing I do like of artists, I do like artists who take risks with trying to tell other perspectives and stories
hmm
that I haven't heard in the songs before. So I think I appreciated that element of it, but I think that I would 100% agree with you on timing.
timing. Yeah, it's a little crazy. Yeah, yeah. But like I'm sure anybody that's owned property or owns property that's listening right now can be like, yeah, I've had like crazy like you know what I mean, tenants. I get it, but timing is important for sure.
Yeah, and I also think that he does talk about landlords, not wanting to rent to illegal aliens and being
Yep.
biased. So I think
Mm-hmm.
he tried to add in that to make it a more balanced story.
Mm-hmm.
I think that I agree with you. I think that he could have done a better job with it for sure.
Yeah, for sure. But otherwise, bro, we talking about a legend. Give him grace, bro. It's been 25, almost 26 years, man. Like this is a living legend we talking about. So yeah.
Yeah, for sure, for sure. So, yeah, that is the Slick Rick. I'm gonna be honest. All in all, I don't like it, but I like. I know we just said we've been trying to
Bro
talk.
wanted to get that straight.
I know we tried to talk around the fact that we didn't like it, which I think was respectful, but I'm not
Yeah.
recommending and say go listen to it because I don't think it's that good. But I think that there are a
Yeah.
couple songs that are solid.
I think documents is great. I think,
Yeah,
yeah, if you a grown man wanting to figure out how to talk, you know what I mean, big yourself up. I think I did it. I did, or yeah, whatever the song is called, I did it or did that. I think that's one of them Johns. Documents and that. Nas killed that, as you said, man. That was good. I was expecting more from the gigs feature. I'm not gonna lie, but you know,
you said from which feature?
Gigs on
Oh,
Stress.
yeah, I didn't like that song.
I was expecting more out of that, man. I was. Especially the London Connect, you know. So yeah, but nah.
Yeah, I'm gonna be honest. Yeah, nah, that
Yeah.
one. You see, I didn't mention that one. That was one of those songs I did not like.
Also, though, you're more well versed in Slick Rick's discography beyond the Great Adventures. Has he always kind of rapped in like this like Jamaican patois like type of like style? Because I heard that throughout the album as well, and it was kind of unique.
No, I think on some songs his accent comes through a little bit more, but I think he goes in and out of it.
Yeah, which was interesting. It was interesting. I didn't hate that, but it was just I just wasn't expecting that. Yeah.
I didn't care for it either. Like I said, Slick Rick is one of those artists where he has really two albums that I really like.
Hmm.
Great Adventures, The Ruler's Back. Those are like the main Slick Rick albums that I grew up listening to. So I'm not as versed on his other stuff,
Yeah.
but as far as I have heard him do that before in other tracks.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, because that was new for me. Because I'm only like hip to the first album, fragments of the second album, The Ruler's Back in '91. Other than that, like the art of storytelling and the other joint in '98, I'm not really aware of, or the one in '94 that he released or whatnot. But yeah, okay, all right. Education, man. That's what Rap and Reason is also for, bruh. Education on demand, dog.
Education, man, and I do like that you brought up that landlord track because I saw where he was trying to go,
I saw it.
and I think it's a different. We never really hear the perspective of a landlord,
Mhm.
but I also think that it was
The
time
timing.
is man, bro. We in a recession, bro. People broke out here.
That's what I'm saying. It's hard, man. It's hard.
Yeah,
Also, there's a lot of slumlords, but anyway, that's another
bad.
conversation.
A whole lot of slumlord, especially in New York.
Yes, bro.
You got one.
Yes.
Um, you ain't guessed that part.
What you said in Philly too?
I said we got one as president.
Oh my God. Yeah.
Yeah, facts.
Yes.
Former. Former. All
Yeah.
right. What else we got on the lineup, man? Let's see. We got Roddy Ricch, man.
Roddy Ricch, dog. Yeah.
Roddy Ricch, man. And I'm somebody who I have since Roddy Ricch came out, man. I've always liked Roddy Ricch's sound.
I have to.
I think
Yeah.
Roddy Ricch has a really unique sound. I wish he was more consistent with dropping music, but when he does,
Mhm.
I usually check it out just because he has enough songs that I really, really like. My first time hearing
Yeah.
Roddy Ricch was him and DJ Must Ballin'.
Balling. Yep.
Yeah, that was
Mm.
my song for whole summer.
Yeah. Easy.
I played that
Easy.
song nonstop for a whole summer. That fire. So I'm definitely always willing to check out Roddy Ricch. He has a song that's on the movie soundtrack for the film F1
Mm.
that's dropping, and the track is called Underdog, man. And when I first tuned into this specific track, I like it. I think that
Yeah.
it's very motivational. I think that I think it's a cool song, especially of course people always alter their stuff for soundtracks. You try to curse less. You
Yeah.
keep your subject matter a little cleaner. I think he did
Mm.
a job over here where it doesn't come across as corny. Like if I heard this regularly and didn't know it was on the soundtrack, I still would have liked it.
For sure. Like I like it as a standalone song had I not known it was connected to a film. And I think he does a great job. And I actually think the song title is really it really resonated given like how I feel like his career is gone since his debut album. I feel like he is underrated. I feel like he is still very much an underdog. He's a successful artist, don't get it mistaken. But I feel like he's um kind of been placed on the burner or something, bro. I don't know what it is. Like I expected his momentum, based on the momentum he had on his debut album, for him to continue to become an even bigger artist. Because I think he has that level of talent, but it just feels like either he stepped back, whether it's life things, contractual, I don't know. But I feel like he's an underrated artist in this game that nobody talks about. Nobody even brought him up on the Kendrick album. Like, and he had one of the better moments to me, better features. So, yeah, I don't know what's up with it, man. But like, I wish I can't say LA or the West Coast doesn't champion Roddy Ricch enough, but I would say that hip hop industry should champion him more because he's a great talent, bro.
And you know what? I think one of the reasons why I don't think LA ever we don't necessarily think of LA when we think of Roddy Ricch, is because I don't
Mhm.
think he has a traditional LA sound. Like
He
when I
doesn't
think
though.
of Roddy Ricch, I think
Yeah.
he sounds I think some of his, I don't know. I almost want to say it sounds a little southern, you
I
know.
was about to say I kind of want to say Atlanta for
I
some
honestly
reason.
would say Atlanta. If I didn't know
Yeah.
Roddy Ricch was from LA, I would associate him more with Atlanta. And which
Mm,
is interesting because a lot of his big songs were DJ Mustard. But
yeah.
for some reason, I think it's just his style of rap.
Yeah.
You don't necessarily hear that LA accent come through as much. I think he has a more melodic kind of um,
Yeah.
sound to him that I think more
Mm,
so aligns with a lot of the Atlanta artists. So I think that that's one of the reasons why people don't necessarily associate him directly with being an LA rapper, which I think has worked for his benefit too, though.
yeah. On both sides. Yeah.
I think he's been able to
Mm,
break out more mainstream because of that. Like when you look at a song like the box doesn't sound like an LA record.
not at all.
It's
Not at
fire
all.
and it sounds
Yeah.
unique, it sounds different, but you don't necessarily hear that and think, oh, he's from the West Coast.
Not at all. Like, yeah, if you would have told, yeah, if you would have asked me, I'd say, oh, he's an Atlanta artist, somewhere in Georgia, somewhere in like maybe even Florida, maybe. I don't know, but I wouldn't think LA. I
Yeah.
wouldn't think the West Coast. Yeah, you're
But
right.
definitely a very different sound. But yeah, I like this record, man. I would definitely recommend checking it out. I think it's a cool song. I think it's a nice little motivational record.
Mm,
Go off in the gym. I highly
yeah.
recommend. Y'all check out Underdog by Roddy Ricch. Yes, sir. On another note, man, we got another track to talk about.
Yes, sir.
Track by Gunna called Won't Stop, man. What were your thoughts?
Gunna wanna, man. I thought it was cool. I haven't been the biggest Gunna fan in a minute though. I'm probably an anomaly, dog. I haven't really tapped in to Gunna or a Gunna project since the album before last. But I thought this song was cool. You know what I mean? It was cool. It's traditional Gunna, kind of what I expect from him. It isn't necessarily a standout to me. I don't think this will, I've been wrong 1,000 times on this podcast. I don't know if this will have much momentum in the summer. I don't know if it will have major play, but as far as a teaser to something else, it was decent, man. What'd you think about the record?
I thought it was cool.
It's cool.
I
Yeah.
wasn't really in love with it. I thought that it sounded like every other Gunna song. I'm gonna be honest, man. A
Mm,
lot of Gunna's music to me sounds repetitive, and I don't know.
mm,
And I think a lot of it has to do with his flow more than it does the actual music, like the actual
mm.
production and beat.
Yeah.
I think that a lot of times he gets in that same fast paced, back to back rhyme pattern, and I think it gets old hearing it for a whole song. So I think
Yeah.
I thought it was cool. It wasn't. I didn't hate it. I didn't love it. It was just like it was a cool song. Like if it comes on, I'm cool with it. Like it's not bad.
Mm.
And I did. I will have to. I will salute him for. I've been noticing Gunna's lyrics getting better.
Yeah. I would say the content, well, the lyrics for
I would
sure.
even say that. I would even say
The content too. Yeah,
I would say the
yeah, for
content is a
sure.
little bit more mature. I would say that when I hear
Sure,
him
yeah.
rap now, he's it's a little bit more there's growth I can see in
For
the
sure.
compared to other songs. So I definitely got to salute him for that. But I think it's just the flow. I think it just sounds really repetitive for a whole song. So it kind of takes
Yeah.
me out of it after a while.
Yeah, and it's crazy. I don't know, I can't speak for you, but for me, I've kind of felt like similar ways about Lil Baby. Like when it's certain songs, certain I don't know what it is with those two. They're from the same city. I mean, they did a lot of projects together, and made a lot of music together. But for me, I just haven't been as locked in with some of their newer songs or music or albums. For kind of that same reason, I feel like I get the same when I listen to them. So it's kind of taking me out a bit, but. I mean, if Gunna drops a project this Friday, I'm listening to it. Like I'm gonna check it out because he knows how to make the right kind of lifestyle music that fits whatever fan base, that large fan base that he has. So, but for me, I agree. This is just another Gunna song in my mind for sure.
Man, I 100% agree. And that's one thing I think with hip hop. I typically gravitate to artists who you have to take some type of risk as far as your content and subject.
Yeah.
And I think um, a lot of artists. in that little wave of artists, whether you Gunna, Young Thug, Lil Baby, all of them. I think a lot of them don't take as much risk with the actual subject matter of the song. Like for instance, we just criticized the song by Slick Rick. To me, I think that he was trying to be. It was supposed to be satire, but I think it just didn't necessarily work out. I think that that's a risk. And I don't think it necessarily landed the best, but I think it was a
Yeah.
risk. I think that a lot of artists aren't even in this era aren't taking risks. They're just, I'm just gonna rap about money, women, and you know what I mean. And I think that it gets old. So I think
Yeah.
that, and, I would like to see artists, especially artists who are talented. Like artists who I don't believe are talented, stay doing what you're doing because it's probably bad.
Yeah.
I think
Yeah.
Gunna is actually talented. So when I hear him, I think he has enough. I think he has the lyrical ability to rap about more stuff.
And we've seen him do it. Like he's talked about his lifestyle, you know what I mean, eating healthier, working out, like
He
doing
put some
better
stuff
for
about health in
himself.
this one. Yeah, I heard the
Exactly.
lines.
You know what I mean? So and you see it, right? And you can hear it. But along with like the element that he's missing, as you said, is just like branching outside of like everything that we've been hearing the last 3, 4, maybe even 5 years. You know what I mean? DS4 came out in what, 2021 or 22? So yeah, and it doesn't sound that much different aside from some of the content. Yeah. Yeah.
And I would say, man, take like even if it doesn't work, you know what I
Yeah.
mean? I think there's value in taking risks. Like for instance, a prime example, when Lil Baby decided to do that song during the pandemic, the track about
Yeah.
police brutality and about the George Floyd stuff. That was a risk. I think it worked for him though.
It worked though. It worked.
The word. I think that he decided I'm gonna make a song about this. Was it my only thing about that song is I thought it was a little too friendly of a political record. Me personally, I like my political records a little radical. You know what I mean? If you're gonna talk about it, go all the way in with it
Mm.
because I feel like you can't rap about shooting people all the day, and then when you got your radical police song, you all friendly and nice. That's me personally, but
Mm.
I think that he took a risk and it worked.
Yeah.
Song ended up becoming a staple song for him for his fans. You know what I mean? And I think
Especially during that time. Yeah.
during that time, you know what I
Yeah.
mean, it played a lot even during protests. So I think that some of those artists have the opportunity to kind of branch out. I would like to hear some of the talented ones do so.
Yeah. And as far as the other talented or non-talented ones, I expect you to stay in your lane. You know what I'm saying?
I want to be very clear. I do not want to hear Ice Spice trying to rap about gun violence and stopping gun violence or police brutality or politics. Some of y'all, I want y'all to keep doing what you're doing. Okay, I don't.
It works for you. Like it's working for you. You know what I'm saying?
Some of them I don't think are qualified to do it. I don't think they have the skill set to do it. So I don't think every
Yeah.
rapper needs to try to get into a conscious bag. But for the ones who really can rap, try talking about something else.
Something, man. You know what I mean? That's all we ask. Some substance, bro. That's all we ask for as rap fans, bro. And I'm telling you, like, along with the party records, like some of my favorite records over the years at least had one redeemable quality or message woven into it, even if I didn't even notice on first, second, third, or 10th listen. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, that's real.
Yeah, I 100% agree. So, like I said, not a
Rapping reason.
look,
Come on.
rap with a reason, man. Have a reason for your rapping.
That's all we ask.
That's all we ask. So if you all, but like I said, not a bad song. Check out Gunna Won't Stop. It's one of them songs that might make it to a gym playlist. It's not a bad song, but
Yeah,
to me, it's cool.
for sure.
All right, Lil Tecca, an artist by the name of Lil Tecca from New York,
Yeah.
dropped a track called Dopamine. Now, an artist who I had no idea who they were. Earl advocated for this to be covered
Yes.
on this here podcast. And I want to start with you then, since you advocated
Yes.
for us to cover Lil Tecca's album Dopamine, man. What were your thoughts when you
Absolutely, man. So this is going to be a relatively brief review for me. This is very average. Very average album, very average project, and at times very average bars. Now, I will say though, when it comes to production, like that's what like the highlight you get out of a Little Tecca project or song. Like he's believe it or not, he's bound to have a summer record that's gonna get mad play. You know what I mean? Especially in the whip. So it didn't work for me the first time I heard it, the first 5 times I heard it, but Owa Owa, that joint gets rotation. Like that gets rotation in my on my Spotify, account. You know what I mean? It's got mad plays. I like records like The Truth, Favorite Lie, I like some of these records. Wake Up, I really like. Sure of It, Don't Rush. Like these are
Mhm.
very okay songs. Like these are songs that again, if I'm not really looking for something very something to really like what's the word I'm looking for, dog? Like with much substance, I'm just looking for like good mute, like good beats, good background, good riding music. Like this album I would tune into as I would like maybe a King Carson project, a DDG. You know what I'm saying? I'm looking to vacation. I'm looking to kick it with the guys, kick it with my lady, like, well, probably not this, but like, you know what I mean? Just being out and about, making moves, running errands. Like, this is the type of joint I would listen to that I don't have to sit with. Like, this as compared to like the Clipses, So Be It. No, like I'm not going to be in the same headspace for those type of records, for good reason, just because this varies so much. But for what it is, it's all right. It's decent, man. What's your thoughts?
Now let me tell you, I get it. When
Hmm.
I listened to it, the first thing I thought when it started, I was like, I get this sound.
Hmm.
Not the sound I typically gravitate to, but I think he does a more polished version of that sound that I don't typically care for. So
Yeah.
I think that I'm able to consume it better than some of the other artists who make this type of music. Um,
Mm.
I feel the same way. It's almost one artist that I would compare him to is like a Lil TJ.
Yeah, yeah, that's a
Where
good comparison.
yeah, that I think that those artists they make a certain style of music, and I typically don't gravitate to it, but they do polished versions of it, so I'm cool with it. And I think that was this man. It started off great to me. I liked the intro a lot. I like Dark
Yeah,
Thoughts. I liked the O O. I thought that was cool. The Truth was cool. Um, then it went downhill for me, man. And I think that what shifted is everything started sounding exactly the same, and
that's the issue.
I tuned out, and so the flows remained the same, the subject matter remained the same. A lot of
Mhm.
I'm getting money, simping over a girl who left me. It was just very, very repetitive over and over. So I think that I definitely checked out at a point. Another one is I liked was On Your Own. I liked.
Mhm.
So there was tracks over here that I liked. I think the production was fire. I think that he has I would say a distinctive sound, and like I said, I
Yeah.
think it sounds like a polished version of what a lot of these young rappers are doing, and that's so I
Yeah.
think he's gonna go further just because of you can tell he put time into these songs. This is not I'm just over here just doing whatever,
Mm.
it's well put together, but I think the going back to subject matter, I don't think he's really saying a lot on these records, but I think that some of them are cool. I think that they're cool hookah lounge spot, hookah lounge records. Like if you if a
Like,
hookah
literally
lounge,
though. Yeah.
if you're in a hookah lounge and listening to this, I'm not
Yeah.
mad at it in that setting. But I
Yeah.
think I think some of these records work for that, but I think that there's other ones that are just like I said, just I.
Yeah. Yeah.
So yeah, all in all though, I'm gonna be honest. When I looked up, all I looked up when you told me Lil Tecca, I just did a quick Google search of Lil Tecca. I saw his picture. I said, I'm not gonna like this. He looked 12. I was like, bro,
Yeah, bro.
the chances of me liking this. But I would say that I understand the sound, and I liked it way more than I thought I would going into it. So yeah,
Yeah.
I think I would check out other releases by him.
I would too. I would actually check out his one of his first joints, bro. What's it called? Is it I Love You Tecca? That joint is fire. Yeah, he got a couple decent records, man. Like he's not a bad artist. I think he has a certain lane. And as you said, man, I think it's good hookah club music, like for the most part. Yeah, We Love You Tecca and Plan A are decent projects by Lil Tecca. Yeah, I think for what it is decent. I put him in the same box, although the sound is a little different. as Cochise. We have a friend of the pod, a friend of the book, Ben F. Thomas, who actually engineers for Cochise, and a lot of artists in the Lil Tecca lane. You know what I mean? So for what it is good. I can see younger hip hop listeners gravitating towards it more than I. But for what it is I.
Yeah, I would agree. Like I said, as this being my first introduction to his music, I get why people like it. Like I said, it's not typically a sound I gravitate to, but there are a few songs in here that I think are good. I think they're well produced. I think that they serve a purpose.
Yes, and also of note, he's looked 12 since he first came out. This brother does not mature, I guess.
Uh,
I don't know. This shit
how
like,
old is he?
bruh, he probably like what? He came out young. I want to say he got to be like 23,
Oh,
something
okay.
like that. Yeah,
But I'm gonna be honest, man. I'm gonna start judging y'all artists by y'all ages too.
he 22. All
Okay.
right.
We need to start judging artists by their ages.
Like how so? Like putting more harsh stamps on like you're
You're not
22,
saying
grow up.
anything when you're 28, 30 years old. We have a problem. I mean,
Okay, yeah, that's valid.
you are a grown man. You feel me? You should have something to say by now.
Yeah,
Like,
I think I
that's what I
agree.
mean by that. Like that's one of the reasons why I critique Future's content so much because it's like, bro, you're like 40.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah. Same with Drake, bro.
dang, like, what are we doing? What are we doing? Like, y'all are too old to be rapping about this.
I will say this, bro. When it comes to like the newer, like young or like New York acts like the Cash Cobains, the Lil Tecca's, I actually saw one of them, none that I named at Roof's Picnic this year. Shout out to my guy Dan DeLuca. He's a pop culture writer, reviewer. He saved me from probably criticizing an artist, a young artist, more than I've ever criticized like an artist before. Should I say the name? I
Yeah,
don't know.
go ahead, drop the name, man. They don't
Yo, and this is key because she's the daughter of a very, very dope MC. Yasin Bey, formerly known as Mos Def's daughter, Layla,
He's an
is
artist.
a yeah, she's the artist. Listen, you should listen to her music. I'm gonna be honest, dog, one of the worst performances I've ever seen. But in knowing that, though, knowing how young she is and knowing how much she could grow and how different it seems like she's purposely veered from like, traditional hip hop music
Yeah.
because of her pops, it made me look at young artists a little differently. Like my boy that I told you opened my eyes a little bit and knowing like, yo, she's 21, she's 20, like, you know what I mean? Like,
He's still
hopefully they evolve. You know what
yeah,
I'm
she's
saying?
experimenting with music, and I think,
Exactly.
and I'm gonna be honest, man, there got to be some nepotism. Most Def's daughter get a pass. I don't care if she bad. That's most Def, man. Yo, most Def
Facts.
did too much for hip hop, man. If she we got hey, she get a couple passes.
She get passes
She get
for
at least
sure.
two, three trash albums out before you gotta give up on her. That's most Def daughter, bro. I'm people real.
From black on both sides alone, bro. That's the
Oh, black on
credit.
both sides give your kids a pass. I'm gonna be real, bro.
Yeah,
Black on
man.
both sides to me is one of the greatest hip hop albums ever created. You know,
Oh, easily. Easily. So yeah, she gets a pass. And my eyes needed to be open on that. You can't judge every artist the same. You know what I'm saying? We know that. But like,
yeah.
so Layla
You can
gets a
not like
pass.
you can not like her music, but at the same time, it's. I feel like there is room to let people go. But I honestly think sometimes criticizing them and telling them their music trash makes them better. So
Yeah. No, that's also true, man. Sometimes you need the hard truth is still the truth. You know what I'm
yeah,
saying? Yeah.
and if you need a ghostwriter, your pops fire.
Come on, man.
I'm not
Come
gonna
on.
lie. You can't have bad lyrics if most definitely your daddy. Like, ain't no way
No way, bro.
you
No
be
way.
have him go ahead and ghostwrite something real quick. That's what I'm saying,
You
bro.
know what I'm
That
saying?
you got the best ghostwriter ever in the crib.
Yeah, me. So yeah, man. But I give grace to these folks. Lil Tecca is one of the better, more polished ones, as you said. So I'll check out his music in the future. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
I'm willing
Yeah.
to check out something else. I see the vision there.
Yeah.
I see the vision. Hopefully, he's able to add a little bit more substance in there to capture me. I think this album was just too long for you to not be saying nothing.
Too long.
Cut that thing down to 10 songs if you ain't rapping about nothing. You know what I
That's
mean?
what I'm
I don't
saying.
need, I'm like, we don't need this much.
And what's crazy is only 41 minutes, but it felt like a long 41.
You're
I'm
not
not
lying.
gonna lie,
I
it
ain't gonna
did.
lie. You had me listening to this. I felt like I was on punishment. I'm like, this is long. Like,
Long, bruh. Yeah.
17 songs is a lot
That's
if you don't have substance, no album does not need to ever be 17 songs.
dog. Unless I'm driving to King of Prussia Mall, I'm not listening to this. Like, there's no way I'm listening to this in full. Like, no way.
Yeah.
Like, no way.
I think artists like that who make more club type music, I feel like I get put a good 10 songs, but your best 10 songs on the project so that people can really lock in with those 10.
Exactly. And they can feel like they're distinct or you know what I mean? Like rather than sounding the same for like three, four, five song spans. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Yeah,
at that point, you like I can. It's hard to remember which song was which. Like when you listen to it in the car, because that's why I listened to it. I'll be playing it in the car, and I'm like, I don't even know which song we on because it was like a four or five song span of it. It just sounded like the same song.
legit.
Mm.
Yeah,
Yeah, but shout out Lil Tecca, man. We're gonna still check out your next project, man. We're gonna see what you got going on. And
for
and
sure, man.
and Earl wants us to check. Look, let us know, man. What y'all think about us reviewing some of the young bulls, man? What
Young
y'all
Bulls, yeah.
I think about us reviewing some of the Black Boy Max, the Lil Teccas,
The
the
Cash Cobains of the world. Who else? Side Babies. I'm not listening to some of these folks, bro. I'm gonna be
some
honest.
of the
But yeah,
and send us some of the man. If it's some young acts that are fire, even if they don't have the biggest following, let us know, man. We can review a song of theirs or whatnot to help promote. If it's good, we'll do it, man.
for sure. Now, before we head out, man, for episode 48, any hidden hits? You got any hidden hits?
Ooh, hidden
'Cause-
hit, man. We almost forgot. I cannot forget that. So one of them for sure. It's a new Larry June record out
oh
called,
wow.
called On the Under.
Oh yeah, that joint fire.
Who's by Cardo Got Wings? Fire.
Yeah.
So that's definitely one that I got to throw into the mix. What else? What else we got? I got a throwback one, and I've always loved this song, but like I said, when you hear stuff in a different location, it makes you
Hmm.
appreciate it even more. This last time I was on the West Coast, man, I was out and about and reheard this song by Lucy Pearl and Snoop Dogg, Q-Tip. I love
Okay.
more than I loved it before. Older record, but just fire. Like
Yeah.
and on the West Coast gave me even a better appreciation for how good that song is. So it's called "You" by Lucy Pearl, Snoop Dogg, Q-Tip. Make sure y'all check that one out. What else you got, bro?
Yo, I just got a full project. I call it a cop out, call it whatever you want, but I'm really a fan of this artist named Overcast, man. He has a new album dropped May 30th. While the Iron is Hot. I recommend specifically songs like Small Talk and Stumbling by Overcast. But honestly, if you have time, a moment to check out the whole album, I would. Like this is a pretty solid body of work, man. From Overcast, who I think is from the Bay.
I'm gonna check it out.
And you know us, y'all. Like y'all didn't listen to Rap and Reason enough to know that we really appreciate the Bay when it comes to just their impact, and even their current like fleet of artists that they got really popping off right now. And Overcast, I think, is one of the more underrated ones. So definitely check While the Iron is Hot project out.
And I'm gonna keep it in the Bay, bro. La Russell, man. Everybody know La Russell dropped like 6 projects every year, maybe 10,
Yeah.
also the 10 to be honest. But he put out a project June 1st called Good Ethica, and there's some heat on here, man. I would recommend Shed Tears. Is one
Mhm.
that I really like on here. My Life, Your Entertainment. It's on the flow. Um, yeah, man. He got a couple records on here that I think are really really fire. So definitely check out Lil Russell, man. I gotta be the hardest working artist in the industry, bro.
Yo, easily.
Don't
Hold
put
on.
out an album every month.
Is it on the flow? Who is he? Is there a feature on that or no?
Yes, it's on the flow is Malachi. It's a young dude he been rapping with on a lot of his tracks.
Okay. I think I heard that joint. That joint hot. That's
Hard.
fire.
Yeah. So shout out Lil Russell, man, another Bay Area artist who's constantly working, constantly moving and doing it independent, which I have a deep respect for.
Yeah. Yeah, man. Yo, I got another one. I ain't gonna lie. I
Yeah,
wanna
man, we
say,
can throw a few of them out here.
yo, listen, shout out my Detroit anybody. If you're a listener, if you're a Rap and Reason fan, bro, Detroit got like some of the grimier artists I like, man. Icewear Vezo, Shop with Us, bro. Listen to that.
Mm.
That is, if that isn't your summer song right now, it will be, sir.
What's it,
Promise you that.
what's it called?
Shop with Us by Icewear Vezo.
All right, I'm gonna check this out, man.
And it has a sample that you will very much appreciate. I don't want to spoil it for our listeners or you, but you'll like it. You'll rock with it for sure.
Okay, bet. And then another one. My last two is gonna be one big extra plug. They don't know. That was off his
Mm-hmm.
hard. And then man, another one that I feel like was a sleeper. Schoolboy Q. Thank God for me.
Oh yeah, that's one of my favorite joints.
I feel like we didn't. I feel like people didn't sit with that record enough. It's hard.
It's so fire, bro.
And
Like the
then the car
whole
the other day, that beat
uh,
is stupid.
that's off Blue Lips, right?
Yep.
That was one of my favorite albums of last year. Easy. So
Yeah,
yeah.
that's definitely on there too, man. So those are some of our hidden hits. One last one. Freddie Gibbs, Too Much. I've been playing that a lot lately.
Okay. Yeah.
Shout out to Indiana, man. I was just out there and I had a ball. I think Indiana is a dope city. I hope the Pacers pull it through, man.
Oh, you was in Naptown?
No, I wasn't even in Naptown. I was in shoot. I was basically in Chicago. I was in East Chicago, Gary,
Oh, yeah,
all up,
yeah.
all up and through there.
In Freddie Gibbs territory, Jackson's
Yeah,
territory.
yeah. Well, I gotta shout him out, man. It's dope to see artists come out of small cities like that. I
Yeah.
have a deep appreciation for people like Crit, like Freddie Gibbs, because in hip hop it's hard to make it out of one of them small cities.
It really is, bro. It
Like if
really is.
you don't like to build a following in a place like Gary, Indiana,
With no infrastructure though.
with barely any businesses open in that month. I don't know if
Like
people who have been to Gary, Indiana, but you talking blocks of boarded up, abandoned buildings, like that on the main streets, like you know what I mean. So a city that's going through that, and to be able to make it out of a city like that, impressive. You know what I
is
mean?
very impressive, dog. One of the most depressing cities I've ever been in. Easily. Easily, man. But
You're
it's
not lying, man.
inspiring.
And I tell people this, man, on another note, with Gary, man, if there was ever a city that I feel like Black Americans need to go up and rebuild and turn into a black,
For
Gary is the
sure.
one, man. You can buy a piece of land in Gary for $5,000. And I'm not over exaggerating. Like I'm like
Yeah.
one of my guys just bought a crib out there in Gary, for a crazy price for what he bought there. So like a lot of people they are trying to rebuild Gary, get the airport back popping. So that if
Yeah.
there's a city you want to invest in, Gary is it's on sale.
It might be smart, bruh. It's right there. Like Chicago is what, 35, 40 minutes away?
I'm not even at. Yeah, you can get into some parts of Chicago faster than that from Gary. It's right
Look
there.
at that as a suburb or something. You know what I'm saying?
Honestly, it's right outside of Chicago. So yeah, man. Shout out to Gary, Indiana. But definitely, yeah, they struggling right now. And
Yeah.
I would like to see us buy up the block and build Gary back up.
The same way that Mike Epps is building up Naptown, which didn't
Right.
really need no rebuilding, but on his area, maybe it
Oh
did. But
shoot, you ain't been to some parts of Indianapolis. Then Indianapolis needed some rebuilding, sir. Yes. Oh yeah,
sheesh.
there is some areas
Sheesh.
in Naptown that are different. Kind of- I was shocked myself. When you hear Indianapolis, you don't think of
You
trenches.
don't think of it. Yeah.
Look. I've accidentally made a right turn and been like, "Where am I?"
Yo.
A lot of these cities got those spots, but I would say Gary is definitely one of those cities that needs, man.
Area,
This is the
yeah.
home of the Jacksons, bro. Like
Come on.
that's
Yeah, not to hit on it too long, but like it almost feel like a truly like a relic of the past. Like it feels like you're still like you see the ghost of like the steel mill industry there.
absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? Like it's crazy.
Yeah,
Yeah.
being over there is insane, man. But yeah, I know some people who are working to invest over there, and I think, like I said, it's a good. If you're looking for a place, if you're trying to get something, even if you just want to sit on it for the low, man, Gary,
Yeah.
and
Might be smart.
I'm thinking about doing the same. So, yeah, man. Hey, another dope episode.
Another one, man. 48.
Episode 48, bro. Back at it again, man. Make sure y'all are subscribed on the YouTube channel, man. We just reached 90,000 views on our YouTube channel.
Yes,
Shout out to
sir.
every last one of y'all who has watched our videos, even if it's just the hate and throw, you know what I mean? Hey, we appreciate you too. And all the ones who have continued to support us on the TikTok page.
Mhm.
Follow us there at Rap and Reason. Instagram at Rap and Reason. And yeah, we'll keep giving you all more content, man. Keep supporting. And yeah, we appreciate y'all.
Of course, man. Until next time, bro.
Till next time, yo. Peace.